nombre se rima con la palabra nada. Tú no eres nada palomo, mamá. Que tú eres nada palomo. Really, guys? Really? Acéptalo. Every single time I come over to visit you guys, you're fighting about something. Look, I'm going to break it down for you. You guys are exactly the same. You look the same. You act the same. Don't you both mean four anyways? Esta porquería y yo, iguales. Que somos lo mismo. Ese feo y yo, somos iguales. Para, you already know, you and I are different. I'm going to let you say your part first, let him know why you're different than me, and then I will follow up and let him know why I'm 10,000 times better than you. No, bro, that's a great idea. I'm going to explain to him why I'm 10,000 times better than you, and then you can go ahead and say whatever garbage you got to say, because we definitely aren't the same, and he needs to know this. Go ahead, do your thing. All right, whatever. I'm going to go ahead and do my thing.
Take notes, because it's a lot of information, and I'm tired of you confusing us. Para is used when you're telling who's receiving something. In other words, when you're saying who something is for. In this case, para will mean the word for. For example, es para ella. It's for her. Also, if you want to say in order to, then you will use para. For example, let's take it back to Richie Valens. Para bailar la bamba. That just means in order to dance la bamba. You get it? If you're telling what you're about to do, then you would definitely use para. For example, estamos para salir. We're about to leave. Another example of when to use para would be expressing a deadline or a specific time. For example, hazlo para el martes. Do it by Tuesday. In this case, para means by. Also, if you're showing the use or purpose of something, then you would just use para as well. And in this case, it would mean for again. For example, ese contenedor es para agua. That container is for water. When you're expressing a contrast from the norm or, a contrast from what's expected, then you will use para. And that will mean for once again. Let's take a look at the phrase, para una americana, hablas español bien. For an American, you speak Spanish well. Last but not least, because me, I like to keep things short and sweet. I'm para. I keep it short and sweet. I only have like 7 uses. If you are referring to a destination, then you would use para, okay? So like if you're referring to where you're going, where you're going to end up. You're not walking through there. You're not walking by there. You're not driving near there. No. You're driving to there. Then you will use para. And in this case, it means to. You could simply say a, but if you want, you can use para as well. For example, vamos para la fiesta. Let's go to the party. All right, now I get to reveal why I'm really way ahead of Por. Why he'll never be on my level. Look, I have my own expressions that he cannot even be a part in. So here's a few common expressions that use para. My favorite one, para chuparse los dedos. Finger licking good, just like I like my food. Also, if you're making the statement, para qué, that just means so that. And then that will be followed by the subjunctive. So if I said, so that you hear me, para que me escuches, instead of saying para que me escuchas. But that's a whole different level. We're not even on that right now. We're just talking about the difference between por and para. So I'm not even going to go down that route. Also, if you have para qué, interrogative in a question form, then that just means for what purpose. You'll find that one of the differences between para and por is that por is for what reason, but para is for what purpose. Moving along, I have my own phrase para entonces. That means by then. So if you're saying, I don't know if we'll arrive by then. No sé si vamos a llegar para entonces. Also, I have para terminar, which is just to sum it all up. Pretty much equal to, in conclusion. But hey, we're talking about para here, so I get to shine. And also, my last phrase that I have is para variar, which means to change it up. Or simply just for a change. Why don't you wear a red shirt for a change? ¿Por qué no lleva una camisa roja para variar? Alright, so if you didn't think that last level put me 10,000 levels above por, this one will for sure. I have my own nickname. Yes, I earned my name in the streets. Everybody calls me Pa. For example, pa'lante. That's a phrase everybody uses. It means para adelante, which just means forward, onward and upward, go ahead. You know, anything that has to do with progression, pretty much is what pa'lante means. Also, we have phrases like pa'trás. It's short for para atrás, and it just means backwards or back. So if I say, I'm going to call you back, I'm just going to say, yo te voy a llamar para atrás. And then lastly, pa'l mundo. If you have pa, and then you have the word el, you take the e out, and it's just pa'l. Pa'l mundo. In this case, it's short for para el mundo, which in English means for the world. Look, I'm done talking. You need to study up on me to make sure that you know when to use me. You know, when to use para or pa, whatever one you want to call me. I'm about to let Por tell you everything about him so you can know his characteristics and stop mixing him up with me. Wow, para. I really didn't know you meant so many things. Por, how are you different? Because I have a feeling that you have multiple meanings as well. Now, I'm Por. I'm way more relevant than para. I have a lot more uses, so definitely take notes to know the differences between myself and that piece of garbage. Alright, uses of por. We will use por when we're exchanging something. For example, pago $3 por eso. He paid $3 for that. So in this case, por means for. We can also use por when meaning on behalf of. For example, lo haré por ti. I'll do it on behalf of you. Or when you're in the mood for something, like just for food or cake, whatever it may be, you're going to say estoy por and in the infinitive. For example, estoy por dormir. Next, we will use por when we're talking about means of travel or means of communication. For example, ellos hablan por teléfono. They talk on the phone. So here, por means on. It can mean by as well. So they talk by phone, they talk on the phone, either of those. If we're talking about traveling, if I'm traveling by plane, I'll say viajo por avión. I'm traveling by plane or I'm traveling on the plane. So by, on, both of those are what por means in this case. Do you understand? Moving on. Por can mean during if there's not like a specific time. So if it's not a specific time, if it's just a general time, then you're going to say por, meaning during. For example, no me llame por la noche. Don't call me during the night. Simple as that, which you have done a few times, so stop calling me. I think you thought I was para, but I'm not, so no, I'm not having that. Anywho, expressing the duration of time. So for example, ella canta por una hora. Here it literally means for. So she sings for 1 hour. When we express thanks or you want to apologize, then we're going to use por, baby. You already know. For example, siento por haberte mentido. I'm sorry for having lied to you, or just simply sorry for lying to you. Or I can say, gracias por no haberme mentido. Thank you for not lying to me. Simple as that. Now let's talk about speed, frequency, and proportion. If those titles don't let you know that I'm like way better than para, then I don't know what else does. So when we're talking about speed, frequency, and proportion, por will mean per. For example, 70 millas por hora, 70 miles per hour. Or yo salgo de la casa 5 veces por la semana. I leave my house 5 times per week. Or 20%. That's 20%. The per there in percent is por ciento. 20%. That's a proportion, okay? That's a proportion. Moving right along, since we're talking about numbers, one thing you didn't know about me was that I'm actually involved in multiplication. Yeah, when you use por in math, that just means times. For example, 1 por 3 son 3. In English, 1 times 3 is 3. So when you want to say by, through, along or like in the area of, so pretty much it's not a final destination, then you're going to use por. For example, paseo por la orilla del mar. I'm walking along the seashore. Or if I want to say I'm walking through the garden, estoy paseando por el jardín. Or if I want to say I'm by your house, I'm walking by your house. Yo ando por tu casa. If I want to say in favor of, I will also use por. For example, yo voté por Barack. I voted in favor of Barack. You get it? Now, this next one may be a little confusing. I'm going to do my best to explain it. If it's meaning to be taken for, you'll understand after I say the sentence. Lo toman por tonto, which means in English, they take him for a fool. You already know. That's going to be por, and por in that sentence means for. All right, we also have another sentence here, another situation here. If you're in a passive situation, you're going to use por, meaning by. For example, fue hecho por ellos. It was made by them. If there's a cause or a reason, then you're going to use por, and it's going to mean because in this case. So, no dijo nada por su timidez. She didn't say anything because of her shyness. Because, por. If you have a reason for an errand, then you're going to use por, meaning for. For example, vengo por la comida esta noche. I'm coming by for the food tonight. So vengo, that's just I'm coming by. And then the por will be for the food. That's the reason. The food is the reason. So it's por la comida, for the food. You get it? Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Para said something about having expressions that were only for him. No, I have those too. So I'm going to go through my phrases, and I have more phrases for you where he only had like 5 or 6. You know, I have a lot. So let's go through my phrases. Common expressions with por. You have por eso, meaning therefore. Por desgracia, meaning unfortunately. Por último, meaning lastly. Por medio de, meaning by means of. Por lo menos, meaning at least. Por completo, meaning completely. Por adelantado, in advance. Por casualidad, by chance. And por mi parte, as for me. You guys give me a lot of information. So, let me check this out really quick. I'm going to ask myself some rhetorical questions just to make sure that I understand so that I don't go on making these same mistakes, okay? How would I say let's talk on Skype in Spanish? I know it's hablemos and it has to end with Skype. I think it would be, por. Hablemos por Skype. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so if my teacher told me, turn in your homework by Saturday. Do you even have school on Saturday? Yeah, no, that definitely is para, because it means by Saturday. Entrega la tarea para el sábado. I'm buying this gift for her. How would I say that? Estoy comprando este regalo para ella. What if she couldn't make it to the store and she asked me to get something for her to give to someone else, so I'm buying it on her behalf? Estoy comprando este regalo por ella. What about that t-shirt that Abigail bought for $30? How would I say, you paid $30 for that thing? That would have to be, pagaste $30 por eso. Yeah. What if I wanted to say, in order to eat, you have to wash your hands? In order to will be para, so it will be para comer, tienes que lavarte la mano. All right, Earth to Ricky, I'm back. Sorry guys, look, I just wanted to make sure that I understood you correctly. Hey,
It's no problem at all. Just don't mix us up anymore because I'm way better than this dude over here, okay? Like, for real. Bro, you're not even better than me. I have nicknames. What do you have? I do have a nickname. Haven't you heard that song by Brian Myers and Narcanhead? Por encima. Por encima. Look at the keys to my bima. Alright. You never heard that song? So it seems that por and para never really figure out things between themselves. But at least you can say that you have now learned the difference between por and para. If you found this video helpful, please go ahead and subscribe, share, comment, and like. And also stay tuned for more This versus That. Thank you and God bless.
Yo estoy por encima, por encima, por encima, por encima, por encima. Who got the keys to my bema? Por encima, siempre por encima. Alright, que tener las llaves de mi bema. Con el flow que tengo, tu gato en celo para pelo. Si no me crees, pregúntame al